to. When was the last time you did that?
It's like a week ago.
Oh, word. What'd you?
Yeah, I talked about a bunch of comics and I talked about the con,
Oh,
um,
nice.
comics that are going to be at the con specifically.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was one of my better witching hours, I feel like. It was a solid entry into the book of witching. Man,
uh,
so here we are.
was it January 29th?
It's the end of it.
We're already a month into the year.
How'd your New Year's start?
Pretty okay. Cold. It's been cold as fuck up here. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm ready to get out of the cold. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Right. Me too, man. Ready to get down to some Florida weather.
Yeah.
I think we got a heated pool down there.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about too. It's got like a fucking jacuzzi that like goes into the pool.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So is the jacuzzi like hotter than the pool? So it's like a jacuzzi.
They sent me an email saying that because they're heating it, it's supposed to all be 85 degrees. Like the jacuzzi and the pool are both going to be 85 degrees, it said. So
85? That's phenomenal.
yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be like 60 down there. So like that should be pretty good, man.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll be super cool. I was thinking like just go and like fill up the fridge, like because we're staying in a big house, so like just go buy a bunch of groceries and shit, and that way we can just fucking eat cheese balls and shit.
Cheese balls.
Yeah, like you get the big thing of cheese balls, like the big giant container of cheese balls, and just munch on
Yeah.
those.
I know what you're talking about, like the corn puff balls with the cheese powder.
Yeah, yeah, that's the communal cheese balls for everybody to
Yeah,
share.
they come in the big container that has the twist off.
That's right. Everybody gets some on that thing, man.
I get down with some cheese, but I don't even really eat dairy, but I'd eat a couple cheese balls probably.
Yeah. Yeah, eat some cheese balls at Comic Con.
Yeah.
Go hand in hand.
Yeah. MegaCon. What are you most excited about to see down there?
For me, it's the artists. Like it's like the comic book artists. It's just like an incredible lineup. To me, it's as good as Comic Con, but it's a lot easier to get in and out of. It's not nearly as like crowded and stuff, especially on the comic book side. And so that part, like the fact that Art Germ is going to be there. Art Germ's you can't see it, but like that tattoo right there is fucking Art Germ. Yeah, I'm a huge fan, and so to get to see him, and so I was talking about this on the last stream. My primary goal, not only for the store this entire year, but for this trip in particular, is I want to go make a deal with one of these artists to do an exclusive comic book for Visions. So it would be a Visions Comics and Games exclusive book that you could only get through us and potentially the artist that we make a deal with. Um, and so, I was kind of looking at some of the people that are going to be there and like looking at the names. And I mean, Art Germ's top of the list, man. For my money, he's one of the best ones in the industry right now. So
Yeah.
should be pretty.
You never know what could happen. You get to see these guys, meet them face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like the comic guys are super approachable. You can just talk to any of them pretty much. I mean, they're just like regular people for the most part. The celebs, it's like you gotta like pay to even take a picture of them, but like the
Oh,
comic
really?
people are just like they're there because that's what you do when you're in the comic industry. You go to these cons, so
Right. Yeah, Ewan McGregor's gonna be there.
I know, man. That's something I talked about on the show too. Is like out of all the celebs that are there, that's the one that I like. If I was gonna like actually like pay to get a picture with somebody,
I'm not gonna pay to get a picture with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but that would
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi though. Like I'm just saying, like out of everybody else on that list, like that's one that like I would actually like stop and go,
nah. You gotta catch
hey,
him like by the bathroom and take a selfie.
right. Hey, can I get your
Like,
picture real quick?
yeah. Susan Sarandon, I think I saw is gonna be there too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's-
Michael J. Fox,
Oh yeah.
um, and the Doc, Christopher Lloyd are both going to be there. So
I
that
can't
looks
believe
pretty
he's still
crazy.
alive. That blows my mind.
I know, man. Like that's who you should get a picture with. Is like shit, man. How long are you going to be able to do that for?
We're counting down the days.
Yeah, literally, it's like 2 days away, which is just insane to me. Um, it's crazy how like when you're into this and you like go to a bunch of them, you get like a couple months off if you don't go to the New York Comic Con, and then it just starts right back again. And it's like every other month is like a massive con somewhere in the United States. So
Sweet. I've never been to a big one. I've only been to the there's a local one up here in Abingdon, Virginia. It's called RobCon. Little local comic books
yeah,
convention.
the local cons, like we've got one out near us that I went to this last year called, it was just like the Cartersville Comic Convention or something like that. And it was honestly surprisingly like the amount of stuff, like comics that they had, like old comics. I was impressed. I was like, wow,
Nice.
there's actually some good stuff. And what really surprised me, one of the vendors from San Diego Comic Con was at the Cartersville Comic Con. And I was just like, this is so weird. Like I just saw you in California.
Yeah, I mean he gets around, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I've actually bought some books from that guy. I want to say I bought Art Germ books from that guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you gonna wear a costume
Yeah, one day.
one day?
One day, probably Sunday, the last day, I might dress up. I'm like so I might, depending on what I get done on Friday and Saturday, I'm sorry, Thursday and Friday, I might potentially skip Saturday because like every time I've gone to a major con on Saturday, it's like the biggest pain in the ass ever to like do anything because everybody fucking goes on Saturday. And so it's just like nonstop lines. You can't see any of the artists anyway. And so like every time I've
Right.
even gone on a Saturday, I never spend a full day there. It's like I'll go until lunch and then I'm out of there. And so I'm gonna try to go all 4 days, but if there's a day I tap out early, it's probably gonna be Saturday. Like I can already see it coming. And plus, I think that's like when they're doing most of those Star Wars signings, and so it's just gonna be huge crowds that day. I bet it's gonna be nuts.
Okay. Well, if you don't go on Saturday, then what are you gonna do?
Well, that's the thing. It's like you're in Orlando and like there is so much shit to do. It's insane, dude. It's like you could go to one of the 4 bajillion theme parks. You could go about an hour away to this place called Ocala Springs, and like it's a natural like park thing. And there's like these hot springs or whatever, but like you can watch these fucking like manatees like in their natural like fucking environment, just like go through. So that's something I really, really wanted to do. And so we tried to go last year, and we left at like 8:30 in the morning, and we
Uh-huh.
stopped and got breakfast. And by the time we got to the park, which was it was like 9:30, they had already filled up. And so they only let a certain amount of people in to like this kind of thing. And so um, that would be dope. Like if I decided I was going to tap out Saturday and just get up super early and go see those manatees, like that would be freaking killer. But even if that doesn't work out, dude, there's so much shit to do in Orlando, man.
Yeah,
It's like
that sounds
it's
dope, man.
ridiculous.
It's fucking manatees.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'd love to see a sea cow in its natural environment.
I wonder if they have any. Surely they've got some good outdoor basketball courts in Orlando.
Shit. I mean, dude, so last year, I want to say we tapped out last year on Saturday too. There was one day where we skipped like 90% of the con. I think
They
we
have
only
an
went for a
NBA
couple
team,
hours.
Orlando
Huh?
Magic, in the
Yeah,
NBA.
you could. We
Except,
went we went to like this it was like this big park in the middle of downtown Orlando, and it was a farmer's market, and it was set around this lake, and you had to walk around this entire lake to go to the whole farmer's market. And it was so cool, man. There was like people in paddle boats, and there was this huge amphitheater that people were like playing live music on. And like I think that's just like what happens in downtown Orlando on a fucking Saturday. And so
nice.
like just like that's all we did was walk around the city, and it was unbelievable. It was like this memorable moment of like awesomeness, sort of.
Hell yeah.
So even if you're not going for like Disney and all that kind of shit, there's so much to do down there, man. It's ridiculous.
Dope.
Yeah, we went to Ripley's Believe It or Not last year, and like the building is like on its side. It's like sideways.
Right.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. I think the world's largest McDonald's is there. And that's that I saw it, but I didn't go in. This year I think I'm gonna go in there.
Is it like two-story? It's got to be, right? Be the biggest one.
What? Yeah, it's they've got like shit from like the 70s. They've got like the mixed spaghetti and stuff.
Spaghetti? What?
Yeah.
You can get
Yeah.
spaghetti
There's
at
like
McDonald's?
yeah, there's mixed spaghetti, and there's like all this other stuff too.
No way.
Like I think there's like a salad bar and like an arcade and like all this. It's like the world's largest McDonald's. And it looked pretty nuts, man. I was like, wow, that's pretty insane.
Oh wow, there is mixed spaghetti. I just looked it up.
Yeah, McSketty.
It's whoa. It was introduced in the early 70s.
Yeah. You go get you a heaping help and a McSketty. I
I don't
love it.
gluten, so I can't. They need to do a gluten-free mixed The times have changed.
Yeah. They might have like a corn dog or something. Well, that's got gluten too.
Yeah, corn dogs I think have flour in them usually. I believe.
Yeah.
I see a hot dog without the bun or a sauce.
a Mc a McDog.
Just a hot dog on a stick.
Yeah.
I mean, millions of dollars have been made off of less than that.
Stuff on a stick.
Yeah,
Stuff on a stick is good. I like shit on a stick, man. You just throw like
I
some
think
chicken on a
everyone
stick.
does.
Yeah, I'll eat the shit out of something on a stick.
Get some stuff on a stick.
Like a jalapeno wrapped in bacon. Put it on a stick.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that a song. I'm texting that to myself. Stuff on a stick.
Put it on a stick.
Yeah.
Put it on a stick.
You
That's what you gotta
so
have.
many directions you can go with that. So save that for later. Whenever I have a song idea,
Yeah.
I'll text it to myself. Or not whenever, but oftentimes. You want to hear some, actually?
Yeah.
All right. So the latest one is Stuff on a Stick.
Stuff on a stick.
Uh, I don't like that one.
That one's no good. Save that one for another time.
One wasn't like a song title, but it's about uh trying to do like a hip hop beat. Like, nowadays you just go online or use software and use to do beats or whatever. And it says
Yeah.
a beat that uses like the Ryu sound from Street Fighter. The Ryoyuken. So
Nice.
like that's gotta be
I think Street Fighter is supposed to be a big deal at this year's MegaCon. Like I think they're gonna have a lot of Street Fighter shit in general there.
okay.
Yeah.
Write a rap song called "Smoke My Shit."
Smoke my shit and suck my dick. I
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
like that.
Yeah, me too. That's a keeper. That's all I got right now. I'm
Shit.
in a dry spell.
Yo, homie, you better smoke my shit.
This is kind of a deep one, or not deep, but I like it. It's a consequence of action. Here's another one, "Song of a Dead Man," but I feel like that's already been written. There's been plenty of dead guy
Yeah.
things written.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Song of a dead man
Yeah.
with his dead hands.
You're good at this, man. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna go back and watch
Yeah,
this later and be like,
I know. I'm a lyrical
yes.
genius like fucking Kanye West.
Hell yeah. It's good to know.
Dude, did you ever finish doing Sam's class?
Yeah. I took 2 semesters of it. They were what, like 8-week classes, so it was 16
Yeah,
weeks.
this is a serious thing.
And like every week there was like an assignment due. So I wrote uh I don't know, like probably like 20 scripts or something. It was a pain in the ass, dude. In the end, I really it was like it was too much work for me because I'm living.
Yeah, that's why I asked is like after doing all that is like, do you have any interest in like writing sketch comedy and shit like actively now?
Not really sketch comedy. I like writing, and I got a lot of ideas from sketch, but no, I don't think sketch is exactly. I mean, unless it would be like something specifically funny, I could see a sketch format thing being fun to do and write and all that.
Right.
But I feel like limiting yourself to just sketch is not something I'd rather just write like music is a great outlet, I think, for like writing stuff. Or
Yeah.
maybe like we've kind of dipped our toes excuse me into like screenplay writing or like
Yeah.
screenwriting for
Screenwriting. Mhm.
like film or even like a graphic novel or something like that. So
Yeah.
being able to sit down and write script, learn how to do that, that was kind of interesting. But it's a pain in the ass. I'm really not good at the whole like formatting and like all that
Right.
stuff. It did not come natural to me. It's hard.
The writing side?
No, writing is easy. Script is a little bit. It's just when it comes to like the actual like formatting, like there's software that you can use where they can like do it for you, but I never really got good at the script writing software. So like the writing, it's fine. It was just always a pain in the ass for me to get like the every character has to be in a right format on the page, and then everything's like
Right.
I can never really get that right. So I would need like an editor.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's like you just kind of wanted to write it and not really give a fuck about the format that it was in.
Yeah, the formatting is just, it's like
I see that.
stuff.
It's like that's what I'm paying some editor to do.
Yeah.
I'm too busy getting all these ideas, man. Get all these ideas. Pay some desk clerk to write this shit down, bro.
Sure. Yeah, I guess the play would be just to write it out as like a book, and if someone wanted to make a script out of that, they could do that. But
Yeah.
I
Well, like a lot of screenwriters, well, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm literally only saying this from like this one Nicolas Cage movie I saw. It's like in that adaptation movie, he's got like a little tape recorder. And it's like every time he thinks of something, he just fucking speaks it into the tape recorder, you know?
yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So,
Well, I mean, that's why I'm
like if
texting
I was
myself.
writing, just trying to get it down real quick.
Yeah, that's why I text myself ideas. I have a calendar that I usually have on me. Uh, it's good for, well, not only life organization, but whenever an idea strikes me. Of course, I don't have it on me. I thought it was right there, but it's not. But it's cool just having something to write on. I've always got like a little calendar with like a pen on it. So if anything
Yeah.
strikes me.
Man, I used to play The Sims 4, and you could have a dude that was like a writer. You could have him be like a writer for his career or whatever. and you could basically just like write these little books and submit them to the publisher, and depending on the quality of the book that you submitted, you'd get money back on it. You'd get like royalties or whatever.
Hmm.
And like that was always like just coming up with like stupid fucking titles and like descriptions for like the little books that like this guy's writing. Like I wonder how many great ideas, man, have lost like on this stupid fucking, Sims
Oh
writing.
yeah. Wow, you're right.
Yeah. That was always a good way to make money in that game, was like you would just write those little books and submit them off to the publisher, and you would just get money every single day.
I had 2 books published.
Oh yeah, the fucking Saga of Dinosaur or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I've told you about Dinosaur Adventure.
Yeah,
Oh, dude,
yeah. Well, you told basically a full telling of the first Dinosaur Adventure,
nice.
and I think I asked you about the second Dinosaur Adventure, and you're like, I can't tell you about that one. That one's for another day or something like
Oh,
that.
I think I have it.
You found Dinosaur Adventure number two?
Yeah, I think I have it. You want to see it?
Because that's the thing. It's like I thought that Dinosaur Adventure one ends on kind of like it couldn't, like there was no room for a sequel.
Let me see if I
But
have it.
I know we've talked about Dinosaur Adventure on here before. Um, yeah, it's a good one. It's one of our collected published works, and it's part of the canon of Tim and Harold.
Yeah, I got it right here. I got both of them actually. But
That's
I can run through it real quick. It's a Dinosaur Adventure by Mr. Supreme, dedicated to myself.
yeah, I remember that.
All right. We went to the Velociraptor. Hey,
Yeah, man, this is actually much better than I was expecting already.
uh, we went to the Triceratops. We went
We went
to
to
the
the
Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus. I like that. We're going all sorts of dinosaurs.
We went to the Ultrasaurus. The end.
Ultrasaurus. Nice. That's dope.
Yeah. So,
I like that.
so that was the first book I ever had published.
Ultrasaurus. We went to the Ultrasaurus. It was very poetic. That was like much deeper than what I initially assumed Dinosaur Adventure would be.
Yeah, so this is the next one is called The Two Dinosaurs.
Oh,
Yep, there's 2 of them. And I think this predates Dinosaur Adventure because in Dinosaur Adventure you're basically at a zoo, I think,
yeah.
from the pictures. So The Two Dinosaurs I think is back in dinosaur times.
Oh, well, it's the prequel.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Does it exist in the same universe though?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So and this is a little bit more complicated, but there lived a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he killed every dinosaur except a Triceratops.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's
he was brutal.
dark.
Yeah, he was a motherfucker. The Triceratops was strong and tricky
That's great.
until one day a comet came and killed them.
Oh, I thought this was the original Dinosaur Adventure. This is the story of
This is
what you.
Dinosaur Adventure 2.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. Okay.
And then it ends on now there are people, no dinosaurs for now on.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I think, what's great as an artist is when your works continuously get better as you go. Because you remembered the two dinosaurs, so that's obviously the one that stands out. It's the better of the trilogy. And how many trilogies can you?
Oh shit, it's a trilogy.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Are you like working on Dinosaur Adventure Part 3?
dude, I've been working on it for about 24 years.
24 years or so, yeah.
Yeah.
It like rivals. It's like this magnum opus, like fucking Jurassic Park.
Oh, you just wait.
I've been working with Michael Crichton. And,
Yeah, there's gonna be time travel involved and dinosaurs probably.
right.
Is he still?
It's my
Is he still alive? Michael Crichton? Is he still out there?
I don't know. I guess so.
I read a book by him called Timeline, where it's people that like they like go back to like medieval times or whatever. But the way they time travel is kind of interesting. It's not like time travel. It's like as it is in everything. It's like multiverses, you know. So they like fax you or fax your data, DNA information to like the other multiverse, and blah blah whatever. But what's interesting about it is in order to time travel in that universe, you get disintegrated. Your body gets.
Like Willy Wonka. Like Willy Wonka, he fucking does that shit to a chocolate bar. He like turns it into a bajillion pieces and like sends it flying across the room, and then it comes back.
Yes, but like when you get transported or faxed to the other timeline, this body is gone. You'll be recreated and renewed. All your information, everything. It's basically a clone of you, is what you have to let.
Yeah, you're a facsimile.
Yeah.
You're a clone of yourself.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Yeah, are you really you? You're not really you,
Well, I wouldn't make the trip.
Right.
I'd be dead.
You'd be
Another motherfucker out there.
skid mark. Yeah.
Yeah, taking all my glory, son of a bitch. Fucking
Dude, I've been reading this book that Zach and Trevor recommended on this random episode of Newsboys. Like I was listening to Newsboys one night. It was like this just some like random episode, and they were both talking about this book, and Trevor was like, oh, this book, I read this book and I tried to get the rights for it, and it's called The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect. And when Trevor said that, Zach was like, oh shit, I tried to get the rights to that book. And they were both like, oh my God, that's crazy. And so after I saw that, I went and I got the book, and I've been reading it. And dude, it is like crazy good. It's a short book, but it's like science fiction. And have you ever seen the sketch, or it's after Whitest Kids, but it's like the song, My Computer Just Became Self-Aware. It's like Trevor. So it's kind of like about that, basically. It's about like if a computer was to get to this point to where it could manipulate like reality and matter and start actually like moving shit around, and how it could like improve itself and get better and better and better. And then so it gets to this point where it basically just like conquers the known universe and then relocates the computer itself to like 10 billion light years away. Like it just moves it so nobody can fuck with it. And it creates this thing. So the first law, like there's 3 laws that this guy programmed into this AI. And the first one is it can't harm humans in any way. And so it takes that as humans can't die. And so people that are literally on their deathbed, at the moment that this happens, it's like this computer like regenerates them back to like healthy again. And like this lady, so she's like the oldest lady that's like ever lived. She was like on her deathbed like when this happened. Like there's this group of people, they're like kind of pissed off about it. It's like they get after so many years they get like bored, like, and so they start doing these like death contests, and they'll see how far like the computer will actually like let them go before it like snaps them back and puts them back into their body or whatever. And so there's all these crazy, it reminds me of another Whitest Kids sketch. It's like the Suicide Show. like where he comes up on stage and they're all doing different suicides and shit, and he's like, "Oh, that's a 10 out of 10." It's like
Yeah.
they're all doing that shit with each other because they're so fucking bored out of their minds and they're just trying to like have some kind of stimulus sort of, and they're all like desperate for like that kind of like thing. And it's just a really wild, like there's so many weird concepts in this book. Like this in the very like second chapter, I think, like this chick like lets herself have sex with like she signs a contract that she has to have sex with like a zombie, and like it's like super gross and like detailed, and like it talks about like his rotted wiener like penetrating her and stuff. It's like too fucking much. And it's like idea is it's like she's so starved for experience and something new and different that because she's like experienced everything and like nothing's like new. It's like that they're signing up for all these radical weird like this one chick like has like she signs up to get chased by the Nazis and like gassed and like shot at and like eaten by dogs and shit. It's so weird, man.
Whoa.
But yeah, I'm like 2 or 3 quarters of the way through, and it's been a wild ride. It's a very good recommendation. I'm glad I just went and bought the book. I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
What's it called?
It's called The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect, and it's actually free. It's 100% free, but I just ordered myself a raw copy, like an actual physical copy, but the guy published it online for free. It's like, and so you can just go read it if you want to.
Dope.
But yeah, very cool book. Shout out to Zach and Trevor, or Travis. May he rest in peace.
Fucking Travis.
Fucking Travis. That dude got pushed. Like the more I think about it, it's like he definitely got pushed off that fucking balcony, dude. It's like he was so subversive and all the shit he was saying was so spot on, and he'd been doing it his whole fucking career. And like literally 2 or 3 episodes of the flagship before he went on this entire rant about Bill Gates and how he was getting divorced. Because he was ripping hard on Bill Gates, dude, like calling him like a little bitch and stuff. And like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like if anybody was gonna get whacked by like the powers that be, Trevor was definitely like at the top of that fucking list, dude. I mean, because we've talked about this too. Is like the other guy who's on the top of that list is in like fucking Russia and they can't get it. It's like Snowden, you know? So it's like you've got Trevor Moore is like easily accessible. He just like lives in fucking LA and he's saying all this subversive fucking shit about these higher ups. And he's got this tiny little platform to stand on. And he doesn't, another thing about Trevor is like he had gotten to this point in his life where he had been doing it his whole life, and B, he did not give a fuck, man. It was like he almost had this mentality of like, oh, what are you gonna come kill me? I'm just gonna fucking say it. Like I'm gonna say it because everybody else is fucking thinking it, you know. And so I don't know. I think he was a good candidate to get whacked, as they say.
Maybe.
Maybe that was my Trevor got killed rant.
I mean, I feel it's more likely that John McAfee was killed, like, in prison. And what's interesting about things like that, especially that one, is like, that's just like in plain sight. Or like the Epstein thing. It's in plain sight. Everyone's like, oh yeah, that's some bullshit. And it doesn't matter. No one's accountable. No one cares. Like, it's just known that if you're an enemy of certain people, you are not safe in prison. I mean, you're not safe in prison.
That's the thing. And I started thinking about this. How many enemies does Bill Gates have that aren't like dead? I mean, I'm just saying, it's like the world's most powerful people don't tend to have a lot of enemies because those people end up dead. It's like the people that like preach against like this ruling class and like these powers that seem to kind of try to kind of dictate the way our lives go. Those people just end up dead. You know, it's been going on for quite some time. They end up dead real young. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, you know, it's an assassination, but I am saying that if you look down the laundry list of of young men who stand up on a platform and try to tell you how we're all getting fucked. Those guys end up dead pretty early.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just kind of a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not trying to stand up on a platform or nothing. I'm just a guy. I look like a camo. That's not. I shouldn't be talking this stuff with the camo on and the. I'm a patriot, y'all. America.
Hey, I mean, I think Trevor fucking had a.
Oh yeah, he had the red, white, blue too. A lot of good that did him, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, I think he died from. He got too drunk, man. Alcohol killed him. He got too drunk, and he stumbled off his fucking balcony and died.
Yeah.
And I think they were too embarrassed to say that. That's why they didn't like say how he died for like the first month, which was crazy. But they say it was on camera. Like in the coroner report, it said that it's on camera.
It's just so wild to me, man. This was the guy's house. Like he lived there. Like,
He probably got wasted, dude. I mean, he was like, I mean, you could see him. He was getting pretty toasty, and it's well known that he was, really into tequila, and he was making his own
making moonshine.
or moonshine or whatever.
He's making moonshine at the time. And so like that was like I've heard a couple theories like that was, potentially what put him over the edge, literally.
I mean, I think,
Uh
yeah, literally, yeah. I think he just got wasted and just fucking, he's a tall, lanky dude, and just fucking.
I know, but like half his act was like they talk about it all the time, like live, how he would literally like climb up in the fucking rafters and shit. Like he was kind of like nimble, you know? I mean, the dude wasn't fucking. I guess if you fall off your fucking balcony, you fall off your fucking balcony, right? Like
Yeah.
there's
Also, I
nothing.
mean, he was older, he was wasted, and all it takes is just one slip, man. I mean.
He did, you know, that Trevor. Not only has Trevor sketch like been before Congress before, like the or no, it was the Supreme Court. It was the I'm gonna kill the president sketch.
Right.
Like how you can't say that.
Yeah.
But you know that they did a sketch about every single assassination attempt, like American assassination attempt. Every single one of them, there's a sketch about. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, he was a subversive dude. He had a subversive message. And even later on in life, it's like he never stopped. He never stopped railing against like the Epstein thing. He was so crazy about at the end, and like the fucking corona thing. And he was the only one calling it the fucking China virus when everybody fucking knew what the fuck happened there. It's like, I don't know, man. I just think that like he was a voice in the darkness. You know, he really was. It was like we're kind of lacking that these days. It's because like everybody who says those messages ends up fucking dead, or they end up cloned or whatever, like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Poor Dave. I think our last stand is. I mean, he's not really like a political speaker much, but I mean, kind of if you look into his stuff. But Tom Green, he's out there doing it.
Canadian.
Yeah, but what's more American than that?
His barn's pretty American. I'll say that.
His barn's cool, his show's cool, and he does kind of like sneak some stuff in there. Like he had his dad on the show, and his dad was like a tank gunner,
Yeah, I like that. That
like a
was
tank
cool.
sniper. He said that he could hit a moving vehicle from a mile away with a fucking tank. That's fucking.
He's Canadian. You got to take that with a grain of salt.
Dude, he was like competitive. He won like marksmanship fucking awards for like
Fucking
doing
around.
shit like that. Like it's the interview's fucking phenomenal. I think it's the first show because he ran a couple two or three technical tests as shows. And the first
Yeah.
technical test, his first show, that's my favorite out of all of them. That's just fucking amazing. That's like the purest podcast solo art. Like, I can't believe he did that. I mean, I was hooked from that. And not every episode has been amazing, but what he's doing is different. It's out there. It's unique. He's teaching people how to um, homestead, farm, ride a mule,
It's very like artsy.
cut tracks. You know, he's probably going to teach you how to shoot a gun, how to grow your own food. So he's doing like that, and that's fucking dope as fuck.
Those are all good things. Yeah.
Well, it's things that, you know, powers that be would not want people doing, growing their own food and being self-sustainable and getting their own energy and doing all that stuff. So like shit like that would make him a target if you want to get into the conspiracy
Nah.
shit.
That's the thing. It's like if you don't have a platform to stand on, if you're not actively like calling them out, they tend to leave you the fuck alone. You know, it's like if you're not active, especially after a certain age, it's like they'll let a young man who's like kind of figuring it out, they'll let him rant and rave for a little while. But like once he gets past a certain age, if he's still fucking doing it, it's like, we got to kill you. Sorry.
You don't think
This
Tom Green is at that age?
What?
You don't think Tom Green is at that age? He's about the same age as Trevor, I think.
He's not political. He doesn't stand up and like say how we're all getting fucked. You're saying that he's just actively in practice like existing as a good human should, sort of. Like that's different than like calling out like the powers that be who are like screwing you all the fucking time and like I don't know, like and like fucking
Yeah.
calling Bill Gates a fucking pedophile like on a live platform. Like those are two different things.
Yeah, I
Man.
don't know if he's called Bill Gates a pedophile. Probably not. I feel like if he does do any political stuff, he like sneaks it in there. Because
Right.
I don't see Tom Green getting very political very often, but every now and then he'll like say something because he's like an absurdist comic. So if something is absurd, he like looks at
Right.
it and points at it, and he's like, "I'm Tom Green. That is absurd." Like that's his humor.
Yeah.
Just like it's like a child. It's child.
You know, he was on Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, with Donald Trump or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I've never actually seen any of those shows before.
Yeah, he's got a whole sketch, like a comedy bit about how every time he met the president of the United States, but he's talking about how he was on that show like the whole time. And he's like, and that is the second time I met the president of the United States.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, Tom Green's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
Tom Green's great. I mean,
Yeah.
he is awesome.
he's one of the last ones we got. The originals, the OGs.
Well, you like Louis C.K. He's
Yeah,
back.
Louis good.
People have
Conan.
forgiven him for pulling his wiener out.
Yeah, Louis back. Conan. I've always liked Conan. He's cool. I mean, he's clean. So you know.
Is Conan like doing anything?
He had a podcast for a while that was pretty good. I don't know if he's still doing it or not, but it was dope. I used to listen to it because Conan knows everybody, so he can get anyone on his show. So I mean, he gets like
Right.
fucking dope.
Yeah, man. There's not a lot of good I don't know. I hate to say that. It's like I just feel like the level of like stand up has become a lot less intellectual, sort of. It's like it kind of just goes for the gut and like goes for that cheesy laugh. And like gone are the days of like the Carlins and
Oh yeah.
it just like the person who would kind of have a commentary on what's actually like going on in the world, sort of, and like poke fun at like the situation that we're all in.
That's
That
Doug
doesn't happen
Stanhope.
nearly as much.
That's Doug Stanhope. He's like the last one of those.
Yeah, but I mean that guy's like on a fucking bridge to nowhere, dude. I mean, he is, you're right. He is kind of like that, but like, fuck, man, you'd be crazy to listen to him. He's just like, he's just rambling incoherently fucking half the fucking time to me. No, now don't get me wrong. His bits have a ton of fucking substance, but
Yeah.
like, I guess it's, the cadence of kind of just like the drunken buffoon who's giving you like the wisdom of the gods. It's just kind of an odd, like it can't last, I guess is what I'm saying. It's like that can only go for so fucking long before like the dude ends up,
Yeah, I
oh,
don't know. I was listening to his podcast for a while, which is really just him at his house getting drunk with his friends. And I stopped listening to it because it was so sad because all he's doing is just getting wasted. Like every
hammered.
fucking,
Right.
that's all they're doing is just drinking. And it's
Yeah.
like you're like
Right.
watching these people like spiral down
Kill themselves.
like this.
Poison themselves, literally. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like I had to stop listening to it because it was just like sad. But it's been a couple years since I've listened to it, and I think I heard they like quit smoking or something like that. So I don't know. Maybe he's you know.
Bill Burr is kind of like that, where he's more of an intellectual comedian, I would say, and he's kind of willing to go there too. He's willing to go a lot of places that other comedians aren't.
Oh, Bill Burr.
He, yeah, he's fucking genuinely funny.
Yeah, I mean he's
He's
been
the
doing.
kind of guy that's just like naturally funny. He's just like the like Jerry Seinfeld sort of. It's just like you can't help but like laugh at the guy.
Well, and he's done his podcast for fucking like 20 years, and I'm pretty sure he does that like every week or every other
Yeah.
like couple days or something. Like he's been doing that consistently forever. Forever.
He's got good takes on football too. Like
And
he actually like watches and understands football. So like I've like heard him talk about it a couple times. Like he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
well, he's great at being able to because he just does a podcast by himself. It's just him. And he'll just be like sitting there and he'll be like, fuck, whoa, the fucking Lions, these fucking Lions, Detroit. I'm fucking, and he'll like just go off on like a rant on that. And it's just him. And he'll just like start talking about shit. And then he'll like catch an idea. And yeah,
Yeah.
he's fucking awesome.
No, he's great. He's great off the cuff too. It's like he's a guy that can just sit there and talk, and like every fucking thing he says is just like fucking hilarious. And he's always got a point. Like he's always got like something that's pissing him off, and like this is why.
You know what
this
the
is
fucking
my
thing
fucking
is?
point.
Here's the fucking point that I'm trying to make.
Right.
Bill Burr.
Yep. Yep. Fucking Bill Burr is great.
Billy Burr.
Because like a lot of guys have like retired too. It's like they're not actively like doing stand up anymore. They're just dead, retired or dead.
Norm Macdonald, he's pretty dead.
Dead.
Yeah, he was a good one.
Yeah. Bill Hicks is dead. He's been dead for a long time.
Yeah, he's super dead.
And it's like then there's guys that were like really, really, really funny 20 years ago, like Chris Rock. And like now you hear him and it's like, he's kind of just doing a Chris Rock imitation. It's like it's not quite what it used to be.
Yeah. Andrew Dice Clay is sometimes makes appearances and stuff. That's kind of fun. He seems to still kind of have an edge a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, but he's always been a one-trick pony. Hey, how you doing? Okay. Just the fucking fuck you, that kind of thing. Like, all right, we get it. You're the loud, obnoxious New York guy.
Oh my god, dude, he has one of the best opening fucking stand-up lines ever. Where he fucking like walks out in his leather jacket. It's at like Madison Square Garden. There's like thousands of people, like tens of thousands of people there for a fucking stand-up. And he comes out and he's looking around. He's like, yeah, fuck you, all this, doesn't say anything to anyone. Then he's like, so I was at the bank the other day. This is just walks out on stage and says this before anything. I was at the bank the other day with my tongue up this chick's asshole. Whoa. And she's looking at me like, do I know you?
It's great.
It kills. There's like,
Yeah.
And then he says something like, and I said, what's the difference, honey? We're going something bad. If I forget the punchline, but like, that was his opening joke, was like having his tongue up a chick's ass at the bank. And she's like looking down like, Excuse me?
Do I know you?
Do I know
Yeah,
you?
no, that's a good bit. That's funny. I like it.
Just the audacity to like just walk out and like that's what you start with. Really sets
Yeah.
the scene, I think. It's great. I wish I would have thought of that. That's a good joke.
He's kind of like a troll, you know? It's like he kind of trolls you a little bit. It's like he just says some crazy shit and you laugh at it. I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen him in like interviews and stuff like later on in life, and yeah, he's pretty much just like an angry old dude. He gets in fights with like reporters and shit. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I can see that.
They usually like
Never.
call him like a has been, and they're like, "Well, where have you been?" And like, "Why are you doing this now?" He's like, "Fuck you, where have I been? Where you been?" Like, fucking 9 o'clock fucking morning news. What the fuck? You asking me where I've been? Where you been, motherfucker? Like,
Where the fuck you been? Yeah, he's funny. He's funny. It's just it's a shtick, you know. It's like he found that thing and he just like latched onto it. He's like, "This is my thing. I'm gonna do this."
yeah, watching those videos of him at like Madison Square Garden are just insane, especially when he's doing his nursery rhymes because they're just stupid fucking
Yeah.
nursery rhymes.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, suck my dick. I mean, it's shit like that, you
And
know.
it kills.
Right.
People in the crowd know the rhymes, so they're like doing it with them. And we're talking like
Right.
1,000 people are like going and seeing this guy being like, "Yeah, Mary go peep my fucking dick in her mouth."
Right.
Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep.
uh,
Sometimes, man, it's just like the weirdest fucking shit. It's like it hits, you know. It's like he
you
was
know
just
what it
happened to be
was? It was the
at the right
80s,
time.
80s, New York. They're all that entire crowd was probably fucking on cocaine.
Yeah. Right. It's like, where has this guy been my whole life, bro? Fucking guy's hilarious. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Time and a place. Time and a place.
Go down to the garden, do a couple lines, see the dice man.
See the dice man. The dice man cometh. Yeah, it's so cheesy, but it's funny. It's funny, you know, and like that's cheesy funny is good too. I mean, any kind of funny is good. There's no
Yeah, I
bad
mean,
funny.
dude, if I had a time machine and I wasn't afraid that, modern bacteria would like wipe out the whole populations if I went back and visited them, I'd go back to one of the Madison Square Garden dice shows. That'd be fucking dope as fuck.
Yeah. Now that wouldn't be the first stop on my list, but
No,
I
no,
would.
but once you've seen Hendrix a couple times and followed the dead around and all that good stuff. But
Hendrix. Dude, you just go to that Monterey Pop Festival or whatever, and you get to see
or
every fucking buddy.
yeah, I think it'd be cool to catch Hendrix like when he first started like kind of piddling around in New York, and then they brought him over to London. That would have been really cool to see him when they first brought him to London for like a
That's interesting. It's like how many, like, because, you know, at some point, theoretically, like maybe time travel will exist. It's like how many time travelers are like sitting there, like watching Hendrix in the back of a bar going, like,
right.
like I can't interfere, but this is fucking awesome.
I guess that's how you would catch time travelers. If you were a time traveler and you want to catch them, you'd be like staking out like desired locations.
Yeah, Hendrix like concerts are definitely like
It'd be like the
popular.
CIA if they had time travel. They probably have a guy or like a team like they're staking out Jesus Christ like at all times.
Yeah.
No, they know other time travelers. They're going to want to go talk to Jesus, but they're like
And they have to like go and jump on
16s.
him and stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Whoa, that's kind of cool. Like I like that. Like that's like a cool sketch idea, you know?
I mean, it's terrifying. You should
Time
know
cops.
that the CIA
Time
is
cops.
waiting in like time travel hotspots for people trying to
Yeah.
manipulate time.
We gotta preserve the canon. Yeah.
That'd be funny too if they called it that. The canon.
Yeah.
Protect
Yeah.
the canon at all costs.
Protect the canon. Yeah, they all have some weird little move that they do.
But you'd have to have people stationed everywhere. I mean, Abraham Lincoln and Hitler and
Yeah. And it'd be weird. It's like you're just guarding somebody for eternity, basically, because it's like this instant loop where they're just there for like 5 minutes, just to make sure nobody fucks with this, nobody fucks. He's got to get killed right here. And then the one guy gets smart. He's like, I'm gonna go fucking 5 minutes before that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sneaks up on the SEAL team
And
that's
suddenly
guarding.
we all have fucking fish for hands.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yep. Fish hand. Fish hand Magoo. I like that.
What time is it right now? I might be getting low on time here.
It's 9:20.
9:20. Brother, I still got some packings and stuff to do.
Me too, man. I got all the shit on my bed. I gotta get it all together.
Nice. But so yeah, I'm gonna peace out. But it's been good
This is a good one.
talking to you.
Yep, you too, man.
I'll see you
I'll see you tomorrow night.
tomorrow.
You know what? Let me know when you're heading down.
Yeah, I will. I don't know what we called this show, but what would you call it? Awesome. Supreme.
Show awesome. Awesome show.
Awesome show. I feel like that's already a thing, right? It's gotta be.
The next awesomest show.
The Nexus Awesomest show. All right.